Can be a great episode.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade Prime. You guys know what time it is. It's time for some more Love is Blind, Season 9. This time we're in Denver. So I don't know if you can tell. Keisha and I are wearing our Grateful Dead gear. Trying, see? I don't know if you can see it. Yep. I have lots and lots of Grateful Dead things, including my tattoo, to choose from. But look at you. You got a real cute shirt.
Well, I sent you
Mm-hmm.
some to get approval.
Yes.
Because how dare I wear the wrong Grateful Dead t-shirt? And I don't know how to tell what's right and what's wrong. And I think I sent you like 3, and you're like, okay, these 2 are approved, not this middle one. Now, what the difference was, I don't know at all.
I think that the other one that you sent me had it was pretending to be a concert t-shirt, like it said a specific date and place,
okay.
and real Deadheads won't do that. You can't get a fake. You have to either get it at the show or you don't have one.
Got it. It was something Junction. Like it was the name of a show called Junction.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was probably a location, and
okay.
That's fine, but just don't buy a concert t-shirt that says like the date and time, if you weren't there. Don't do that. I don't like it. Anyway, but that one you got is cute. Dancing Bears, which is, as you see, I have a Grateful Dead tattoo. For those of you who don't know, I am a Deadhead, and I'm multifaceted, guys. Multifaceted.
Yes, she is. Indeed.
I will have a different.
She really is. Like, she surprises me all the time. I'm like, that is totally not how I thought. You surprised me quite a few times on things, and I'm like, I never would have thought that. Like,
you surprise me all the time as well. You surprise me to find out your favorite band is Coldplay is a shock. It's a shock.
It is most people. Yeah. Yeah.
So we had a little technical difficulties as we were logging in here. We were going as I was messing around with the tech, trying to figure out exactly what was going on, I could hear you doing the TikTok because it was like, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I could hear the different, how it just comes at you in those bursts.
It was like a mom over there balancing her checkbook and trying to figure out how she's going to pay bills, and her kid is just over here on TikTok.
I was like, what can I do to make this work? Because the deal is, guys, I have a slideshow here. So I love to have a slideshow, especially at the beginning when we're really trying to remember people's names. And something I noticed that on my slideshow, the information I got from Netflix, from the PR stuff they sent us, Kaylin on my slideshow says that, I'm going to have to see if I can find her. Kaylin. I'm trying to find her before I pull her up. So that's Calabria. So that's Kaylin. Yeah. So Kaylin is 29 account executive. But then when you see her on the screen, it says surgical associate. So that's weird. So I wonder if she sells medical devices where she's the kind of person that's to go in and like make sure the device is put in properly in a surgery.
Well, the occupations always have us guessing because some of them just they're words, and you have to try to figure out what exactly they do.
We had that a lot in Love is Blind UK. We were like, what? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've concluded some of these people don't have a job just based off of their job titles. Like, sounds like something they might have made up. So
I didn't see anybody on here that just flat out says influencer. So that's good.
No, and no marketing. Do we have a marketing director?
We might. Let me tell you what, I usually put this in a spreadsheet and search them this way. But I think the slideshow is better because we can see who we're talking about. And since we're doing this a little more condensed, guys, this episode, Love is Blind Denver, we're going to cover episodes 1 and 2. Did we originally think we're going to be able to cram 3? Yes, we did. Was I able to do it? No, I wasn't.
Thank
God.
I
got to tell you, I was pushing off taking these notes, even though I'd already watched it. And I was mad that I allowed myself to be bullied into cover this show. And I was pushing it off, and I was having a very sour attitude about it. But as per usual, once I get into it, I love it.
She's in there. She's in there.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the slideshow personally because she knows I don't know any of these people until like episode 4 or 5. I'm like, they all look alike.
You have to really.
They all have the same job.
You have to really describe what and then even when you describe it, sometimes they do all look alike. The blondes look alike, the brunettes look alike.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
We have a
I agree.
very special guy named Edmund. And listen, I thought I didn't like him, but then upon watching it the second time, I'm like, you know what? He's sweet.
I text you. I said, I think every word that comes out of his mouth is a lie.
Oh, well, that's not good. I don't like
We
that you
shall
think
see.
that. Yeah, okay.
We shall see.
All right.
Don't
Well,
forget that's your booger boy too.
I'm going to 1000% not address that at all. I think that's disgusting, and I shan't. I shan't. I shan't. So we're going to start because we are going to cover 2 episodes. So this is Love is Blind season 9. They're in Denver, Colorado. This is where my daughter went to school briefly. University of Denver. I've been there several times. It's a beautiful, very, very clean city that's not too city-like, just
Right.
mountains. It's got that very thin air, they've got gorgeous public transit. I'm a fan of Denver.
Okay.
Doesn't get, you would think it gets like super cold and snows there a lot, but it really doesn't, which is weird.
I think I've heard someone say that before. They're like, I don't know why everyone thinks it's super cold here because it's not.
It doesn't snow a
Hmm.
lot either. So
Yeah.
that's all good. Okay. I'm just going to make sure I have my little filter on my face here because I'm feeling like I look pretty beat down, but this is my 3rd episode of the day. That could be it.
Phew.
Woo! Mama's
Okay.
working. Okay. Episode 1 of season 9 is called A Love That Sparkles.
Oh,
We're going to get to her. Okay.
yeah.
First things we find out when Nick and Vanessa go in to be like, hi, well, the pods are open, blah, 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 is love blind. When they go in to do their bullshit, what we find out is there's a girl named Madison in there and she's actually going blind.
I know.
That was
you know what?
wild.
I have an appreciation that she's on the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull her up here. There she is.
Being as someone who has a chronic illness myself,
Mm-hmm.
it is good to see someone still stepping out because you know what? Maybe if I had known that I had a chronic illness before I was in a really good relationship, I may have like not tried to pursue romance. You know what I mean? Because at some point your partner is probably going to have to help you out a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to be sick a lot and you really have to be depending on that partner. So I love this. I'm not going to say I love her, but I like the situation.
I like her. She's 28. She's a UX UI designer. Does anybody in the world know what that means other than computer nerds? I have no idea what it means.
Not a clue.
I did read her little Netflix bio. I really can't tell you anything about anyone's bio, but hers, I did notice that she graduated from high school at 16. So she's super smart.
Okay, she's smart.
She's
I
smart.
gotta say, I appreciate the fact that on this season, everyone is not a size 2.5.
Everybody is. I mean, we've got some little bitties, but we've got the normal girls. Yeah,
we do. Thank God. Like, because some season you're like, come on, this is not.
Yeah,
reality.
I agree. Let me see if I can find. I'm trying to find Jordan. So this, I nailed it. This is Jordan. Okay, Jordan has a kid. His kid's name is Luca, and he says at one point he has 5 tattoos of cats. But then later on, he comes in shorts and he is fully tatted. Fully.
I don't know if you've ever dated a fully tatted person.
I've never dated anybody with 1 tattoo.
Okay. Well, I've never dated anybody like this, but every guy that I've dated, with the exception of one, has had tattoos. You know what I mean? So this isn't, I want to see someone who is like this. Has this many tattoos.
It's a lot, but he also covers it very well because you could see here in this picture, he's got on like a polo shirt and chinos, tennis shoes, like a regular guy. But if he was wearing a long sleeve shirt, you wouldn't know he had any of it.
I'm trying to figure out, is it sexy or not?
I'm trying to figure out, he's a service manager. He's got a kid. He seems pretty straight laced. So what is that side of him that made him like
that's like this, all the
like
tattoos?
Yeah,
I'm always on the fence whether I think it's sexy or not. There is a certain amount of sexiness because it screams bad boy.
Yes.
to
Mhm.
have all the, but I need a bad boy with a 401k, health insurance, and those kind of things. So
Yeah.
if he's bad boy, it'd be like this type right there.
We find out this girl, Megan, is an entrepreneur. Basically, she's rich. She tells us she's rich, and she's rich.
She's braggadocious.
She's braggadocious. She also talks about being called Sparkle Megan, which is not cute and doesn't scream rich. It screams stupid.
She,
Um,
I don't like her at all.
I don't like her that much either. And I got to tell you that I spent a lot of time trying to
Mhm,
figure out how she's rich because she does say, and I would have missed it if I didn't watch it 2 times,
mhm,
that she worked for an oil and gas company that got sold
mhm,
in 2020.
mhm.
Now, I looked up what that could be, and there was a company called Noble Oil and Gas that got sold to Chevron in 2020 that was based in Colorado.
Okay,
She also said her dad died in 2020, which I think is another key to this
maybe
richness.
some money. Mhm, mhm.
And I looked that up and I was convinced she was part of this Williams family that had all this oil money from Texas that moved to Colorado.
Not her.
Convinced, but there was no kid there named Megan, and her last name is something else. But I'm not done trying to figure it out. I just was doing that instead of taking the notes, um, which I was doing a lot with this. But I'm not done. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out.
You know, this season, like, of course, there's many seasons of this show I have not watched. But this season, they really were not as discreet as they normally are with information about themselves, including how
Totally.
they look.
Totally.
I was
Yes.
kind of like, do they get a demerit? Like, do they get like a pop on the hand? Like you said too much? Like,
Because they were
the
like,
point
"Should I
is, you're not
say it?"
supposed to know anything.
Yeah. And then we also find out this is again just things that we're learning with Nick and Vanessa saying that this girl, Allie, what
Mhm.
is 29, she's a nurse, but she was in the Army Reserves, and that comes up
Yeah.
later as well. And boy,
Mhm.
is she HOT hot, hot, hot.
She's
Okay.
pretty. She's a very, we usually don't always agree on like prettiness,
Right.
but I think she's quite pretty.
I think we can agree that Sparkle Megan could use some lip filler.
There's just something so bland about her face.
I know. And as I do that, I put on some lipstick so that my lips don't look like Sparkle Megan's. Um,
And then I have on 10 pounds of lip gloss, so you know what I mean? So I think her makeup could be different,
mhm,
kind of bring out her features. She's just very, very plain to
mhm.
me.
I've got all information about the company she currently runs, so we'll get there when we
Okay.
get to
Okay.
Sparkle Megan. The fact
Okay.
that you're almost 40 years old and leaning into the Sparkle Megan, she's 32. She's not almost 40. Sparkle Megan is not cute.
It
No,
starts being cute at age 16.
I think that's right. So I'm annoyed
Yeah.
by that, and I shouldn't be, but it really bugged me.
She
Really
says
bugged
it a lot.
She does. And I think she maybe is trying to weed people out. Like, if you're annoyed by that, then I don't like you, but okay. So now we meet a girl named Casey. I'm going to try to nail it when I can when pulling these things up, but I'm still in the A's. Let me get her. Okay, that's Casey. Okay. Casey is a real spray tanned. Real spray tanned.
Like it you I feel like when a person has a spray tan, you should not, the first thing that you see is should not be the spray tan.
That's the first thing I noticed about her is her spray tan.
How could you not?
It's
I mean,
egregious.
just it's a lot.
So we meet Casey. Casey has a cat named Chardonnay, which, okay.
I love
Uh,
that.
she dated her high school boyfriend for 10 years. And then at 27, when she got out of that relationship, she had to learn to date again because, the world had changed from 17 to
Of
27.
course. A lot.
She had to learn about dating apps and stuff. And she says, I've been cheated on a lot. She
Mhm.
explains she has 4 brothers and a sister. Her sister is like a Korean pop star.
Right.
She grew up Mormon. Now she's flirting with Patrick, who is Asian,
Mhm.
and he is telling us he's been insecure about being Asian American, an Asian American man in a real white Caucasian area that he lives in, Denver,
Yeah, I
Colorado.
bet. Yeah.
So they're flirting, and he's very interested when she says, "I have a sister that's like a little blonde pop star, in Korea." So he's like, "Okay." So she gets the Asian connection. All right. Now he meets with Anna. Now, Anna is also Asian American. She tells
Uh-huh.
us she's of Chinese descent. They discuss
Which we
how
shouldn't know. We shouldn't know that. She should not have said that
she
at
doesn't say
any
that.
point.
She doesn't say that right away. She does say it later. She does,
Right.
but she doesn't say it here. This is just still episode 1. She's telling us this.
Right.
And they are Anna and Patrick are like, what do you usually date? What do you usually date? And they're both like,
Mhm.
we date white guys, I date white girls. And she reveals that her parents are immigrants. And he goes, "Oh, my parents are also immigrants." Now,
Mhm.
here's where they should have stopped,
Mhm.
but they keep it going.
They
And by the way,
didn't.
I should switch over to Anna here. I got all excited. There she is. Okay. Got more than one. We got a salon owner, a hairstylist, a hair and makeup artist. We got a lot of people in the
We had a lot of beauty industry people
yeah, interesting, in
on
Denver.
here. Yeah.
So, they're saying they mostly date white people. She says her parents are immigrants. He says his parents are immigrants. And she goes, "No, wait a minute. Now, this is what she's trying to figure out if he's Asian, I
Mhm.
think, because
Mhm.
now this is
Mhm.
something I didn't really know that a lot of Asian people don't have middle names.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either. She says, "Do you have a middle name?" And he says, "No, but I do have one now because I was adopted. So I kept my father's name as my middle name and then my adoptive father as the last name."
Mhm.
And so they're realizing they're both Asian and they're like,
Yes.
"Okay, okay,
Mhm.
I see you. We have more in common." Okay. But they don't say
The
it.
Asian persuasion is
That's
going
right.
down.
Now Anna meets with Blake. Again, I got to just get through my slides really quickly here. I should have had them in order, but I don't, you guys. I did my best. That's Brendan. This is Blake. Okay, she meets with Blake.
Mhm.
Blake is 34. He's an accountant. He looks like an
Mhm.
accountant. He acts
Yes, he
like an
does.
accountant. Yeah.
He's got that accountant haircut for sure.
He's cute though.
He is cute.
He seems very tall, doesn't he?
Now that I'm thinking about it, he is tall because I'm thinking about him being in the men's quarters, and he
Mhm.
was a little bit taller than the other guys.
So she's like, "All right, Blake, nice to meet you." She goes, "Okay, questions. Are you religious?" And he goes, "No, not at all." She goes, "Oh my God, thank God. So many people are
Right.
religious." And she goes, "And you don't sound homophobic or racist, so that's good." And he goes, "No,
Okay.
not at all." What? Like he's gonna go, "Oh, you're so wrong about that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge
Yeah. Yeah.
homophobe."
Yeah. Like he's gonna come in there like screaming like homophobic like words or racist words and stuff like that. Like I don't know how she picked up on that. Like
That was funny.
okay.
What if he would have been like, "Oh, that's where you're wrong. I'm a huge, huge racist." Um,
That would have been scandalous
that
right
would have been
there.
funny.
Yes.
So so Blake meets up with Sparkle Megan. Now we're just gonna quickly go through everybody to get to Sparkle Megan. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. If you're watching this, just close your eyes for a second. I'm going through these people really quickly. There she is. There's Sparkle Megan.
Okay. There's Sparkle Megan with
Woo!
her
Green dress. I gotta remember that
just
when I'm looking.
yeah.
Now look, she's got a good body. I find her to be very physically fit. I don't think this dress is a great choice for this picture. Um,
She doesn't wear anything cute.
but you could look at her Instagram and stuff. She's very like tight and right. And
Okay.
her hair is average, her face is average. She could use some something on the top lip, just a lip flip or something. But listen, she's rich and she wants you to know it. Okay.
Yes, she does. And that's what I don't like about her most.
So Sparkle Megan W, I'll tell you her last name when I get to it later in my notes. She works for an oil and gas company that sold in 2020, and that gave her a lot of flexibility. Now, my note here is Noble Energy was acquired by
Mhm.
Chevron in 2020 for $5 billion.
Jesus. Okay.
She would have been 26 at the time. So I don't know what kind of job she could have had 3 years out of college that she could have gotten a payout,
Mhm.
something, unless somebody in her family was an owner of this company. Okay. That's
I
what I'm
think
trying
that
to figure
that
out.
that sounds yeah, I think that would make a little bit more sense. So
Because if
someone in
you're,
the family owned it.
yeah, if you're so on the board or some sort of executive in this company or high up, you've got a good position and the company gets sold and you take a buyout package, yeah, you can
Right.
make a lot of money, but I don't see it if she's just 26 at the time. I just don't.
No.
So that's
I'm
what I'm
sure
trying to figure out.
Episode 5, she may just break it all down for us.
I hope so, because I'm very intrigued with this. So she meets Mike. All right, let me just remove this and I'll find Mike for you guys. Okay. Not Mike. Back to Jordan. Okay, this is Mike. Okay, Mike. Mike doesn't look tall, by the way. Mike,
No, not he screams little man syndrome.
yeah.
Got little man energy.
So Mike is 38. He's a real estate investor. And they start talking about like her job. And she, is saying like, I'm doing fine, whatever. And she says her job now is she's doing a startup with a medically driven, tech enabled health club. He's like, "Oh, you do like biohacking?" She says, "Yeah, I like to do like red
Mhm.
light therapy." I'm like, "Whatever, I have a red light mat too. Don't brag, Megan."
It sounds like she's opening up like a yoga studio connected with a med spa. Is what
Yeah,
I heard.
but let me tell you something. If you go look it up, it's you got to buy into it. It's maybe a scam. I don't know.
It's
I don't-
what? It's what?
It might not. It's legit, but it kind of seems like an MLM.
Oh
It's a legit
no.
company, but it seems like you have to buy into it and be a partner. And
Got you.
I'm
Okay.
not business. This is allegedly my own thoughts. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Medically driven, tech enabled health club. And he talks about how he's 38, she's 32, and he says
Mhm.
when he was 20 or something, he bought a property and
Mhm.
now he buys a property every year, and that's what makes him a real estate investor. And he also likes to tell you how rich he is.
Yeah, because by him saying that every couple of years he buys a new house, sells it, is his way of trying to flaunt his money without saying, "Oh, but I have so much money."
Yes.
I'd rather someone just say, "I'm rich," and carry on.
I
But
yeah,
they
but that's
shouldn't be
gross
telling
too.
each other that. But they
Mm-mm.
shouldn't even be telling each other that at all because it kind of goes against everything.
Well, they have to talk about their jobs and their lifestyle, and with their lifestyles, mesh. They do have to talk about that. But I think with him, like constantly saying stuff like, I've got a sauna, I've got a hot tub, and her saying, I'm very driven, I'm very successful. It leads you to the way that they're talking, they're trying to let the other person know, I'm rich. If you're not rich, don't even come this way.
To me, I don't have that much of a personality.
Mm,
So I have my money is my flex. That's
okay.
what I hear.
I think
Yeah.
that's dead on. Right. That's good. So now
And for him,
she
I think he's got a little bitty Peter.
could be true.
I think
Could
he
be
does.
true.
Hmm.
Um, so okay, now Sparkle Megan meets Jordan. Okay, Jordan is
Okay.
with the tattoos, and he's the one with
And
the
the
kid
baby and the
and the
little
baby.
boy. Yeah.
So she talks about Sparkle Megan, and he's like, I don't like that. I gotta give. He's like,
He's all of us right now.
he's
Like,
like, I
what?
don't. He goes, you need a new nickname. Like this is not it.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, okay,
Hmm.
because she says something about her job or her blah blah blah. He goes, okay. He goes, you got money, huh? And
Hmm.
she
Hmm.
goes, I don't know. And he goes, let me try to guess what kind of car you have. And so he's trying to guess, and she's like BMW, blah blah blah, and he never guesses it. By the way,
No, it's probably like a Range Rover.
he never says that. He
He
never
he
says
never
Range
says
Rover.
that one. No, he says all these other expensive vehicles, but he doesn't say that one.
He doesn't say G wagon.
But I thought so. Did
Did
he
he?
say
I
Mercedes?
don't know if he said Mercedes. I'm trying to remember now. He
I
definitely
mean,
said,
G Wagon screams fucking money.
it does because it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yes. It's a
So
house. It's a small starter house.
yeah, just go ahead
Like,
and buy an apartment. Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So he tells her that he had a vasectomy. So whatever happened with that ex,
Mm,
it wasn't good.
it was
He wanted
bad.
to make sure
Yeah.
he had no more kids after dealing with her because he loves the
I mean,
kid
because most people don't get a vasectomy after one kid.
and he's
Two, maybe. And
and
he's
he's
30
and
years
he's
old.
30. Yeah.
So that's weird because a woman, they would not do that
Mm-mm.
unless there was a health condition or something like that. They would not approve you having one kid being 30 years old, which he was not 30, he was younger. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't tie a woman's tubes.
No. It's interesting that he's like, I am so sure after dealing with this crazy lady that I never want to have a kid again. because I don't want to
Well,
have to
just
deal with
have
the
another kid with her.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, he had a vasectomy. He says, "But I'm willing to reverse it." I wonder if he's like, "That was, like, so impulsive. Why did I do that?" You know?
I hope so, because that is very odd.
He says, "But I'm willing to reverse it." You know, you never can know if it could work or whatever. So
Mhm.
then Jordan goes back to the men's quarters and says, "Ah, I can't stop thinking of Sparkle Megan. Like, what a terrible name, but God, I really like her."
Mm.
Patrick is saying he really likes Casey, the girl with the
Mhm.
tan.
Yes.
And, the girls are all talking about how they think Mike seems like a total fuckboy playboy.
Is he the one that he walks in and says, "Hey, beautiful"?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he is, and I was like, "How fucking disgusting."
This
You
guy?
walk in and all you see is the lava wall and you
Right.
say, "Hey, beautiful." That means he will say whatever the fuck, anything to get in your pants.
You know, I think that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. And all this like, hey baby, oh
I don't
baby.
like that.
I'm like, you don't
I
know
don't
each
like it.
other.
Baby is like endearing. Like my husband calls me baby. He
Mhm.
calls me babe. Some douchebag who I've never seen, who doesn't know, he doesn't even know if I have a cocked eye, is calling me baby.
Hi.
It's just,
Um,
I hate this. Like, I'm like, oh, come on, do better.
all right. So this is Allie.
Hmm.
She's gorgeous. And she says, you know, she's very nurturing and sweet, but she presents very hard. And
Hmm.
she meets up with, can I pull him up? It is Anton. Is he my first A letter? Yeah. He doesn't have his glasses
This
on
is
here.
a bad picture of him.
Yeah, he's cute.
This
He's
is
way
he
cuter.
he Yeah, my ovaries started talking shit when I saw him. This is,
Really?
oh God, the thick hair, the eyes, just he is hot to me. Not in this picture so much, but he's fucking hot. Love the fact that he wears glasses and then he could take the glasses off, kind of like Clark Kent, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he can call me baby.
I did not find him attractive, so that's why this show works, guys, because there's a lid for every pot. There's a lid for
He's
every pot.
cute. Like, if they lined up all the guys that we have seen,
Mhm.
that is the one I would have picked. He's
Really?
fucking got it. He's got it going on.
Okay,
Oh,
alright.
yes. That nose, too. Woo-hoo! I'm like, I will have, how many babies do you want me to give you? How
Yeah.
many do you want? I'm going to give them all to you
Wow.
tonight.
Wow. You guys,
Uh,
Keisha liked Anton. Okay. So she
yeah.
meets with Anton and he goes, it's funny. The only people really close to me call me Anton. Other people call me Tony. But I talked to my buddy before I came in and it was like, this is gonna be your wife. You need to introduce yourself as Anton. Don't say Tony.
Okay.
And she goes, well, I've always been Allie, but my true name is Alini.
Hmm.
And I wrote down so many clues here to say it correctly. I wrote it phonetically and then I wrote
Okay.
like teeny,
Alini.
Alini, Alini.
Gotcha.
Um, and Anton goes, well, I'm going to need to know all your names if I'm going to propose, like Alini, da 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 da. She
Hmm.
says her whole name. She's Brazilian.
Hmm.
He's originally Russian. They
Hmm.
both speak 3 languages.
Hmm. Hmm.
How would you feel if Anton started speaking to you in Russian?
Well, here's the thing. So that very accent came up in about sexiness about 2 weeks ago with the conversation James and I were having. We
Okay.
were talking about the sexiest. There was like a poll of the sexiest accents, and
Okay.
Russian came up. But I gotta tell you, if someone is telling me they speak 3 languages, I'm
Hmm.
gonna need them to give me an example. Can I have a sample plate? Can you
Hmm.
give me a sample of each? Because otherwise, you're lying. I think you're lying.
I think he speaks Russian and Italian. I think,
In English.
and English. Yeah.
He can speak whatever he wants to
Yes,
me.
I see that. So he's
He don't
originally
even have to
Russian.
speak. He don't even have to speak.
She also speaks 3 languages, so I imagine she speaks English, Portuguese, and we don't know what the 3rd one is.
Spanish.
Maybe Spanish, but Spanish and Portuguese are so similar.
It's very similar.
Um,
Um,
I don't know.
okay,
We'll find
whatever.
out maybe.
We'll find out. Yeah.
So they seem to have a lot of shared values, and they talk
Mhm.
about how they want their kids to emulate their relationship, to be like, "Ooh, mom and dad," but, like, we wanna be like that, and they're really
Right.
They're really getting along like right away. Right away.
Yes.
All right. So now we meet Edmund.
Oh
Now,
God. Ugh.
Edmund is
Fucking Urkel.
Urkel.
Yes.
Edmund is Urkel.
Hmm.
And he's got here he looks pretty cute, actually.
Like, I like his style. I'm sure his style is a little bit much for you.
It is, but he's
I
dedicated to
like
it.
it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It is just the words that come out of his mouth that I don't appreciate all the time. Because I think every other word is a fucking lie.
Okay. Well, he likes
Yes.
Calabria.
Calabria. Okay.
I wrote it
Calabria.
down phonetically.
Okay.
Calabria, so I don't mess it up.
Okay.
He likes
All
Calabria.
right. Mm-hmm.
Um, and they're talking, and she's like, "Are you into like a traditional marriage or a non-traditional marriage?" Now, the first thing I'm thinking here is like, are we talking about being swingers? Are we talking about bringing in a wife? Like, what are we talking about? But that's
See,
not what
you
they were
watch
talking
too much Seeking Subscribes and shit like that. Because that never even crossed my mind. I went straight to who's gonna do the dishes, who's gonna take out the trash. Do you want me to stay home? Do you want me to and you went right to fucking swinging.
I went right to open marriage. Yeah. Um,
Ugh, look
he's
at you.
he says, "I'm really looking for non-traditional." And she goes, "Me too." She goes, "Because I don't care like who's the breadwinner, who cooks, like,
Yeah.
as long as, we're all dividing things equally." She says, "I'm never going to be a housewife. Like I went to school, I got these
Mm-hmm.
degrees, I'm going to work." She does travel social work. So she's a social worker, but I don't know what the travel part means. Do you know?
Like, to me, it sounds like CPS, because with CPS, you kind of have to do some traveling around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have no
Mhm.
idea.
Um, I have a friend of mine here that is a nurse, but she works for some organization and she goes and helps
Right.
sort of like unwed mothers that are
Mm-hmm.
teenagers,
Right.
basically. Um, and so she says,
Social workers don't make enough to do a whole bunch of like state to state traveling like that.
I know,
You just
but
don't. That's what I'm
she's
thinking CPS.
maybe she says, he says something about where you traveled. Where's your favorite place to travel? And he goes, "Well, I went to the
Mhm.
UK. They have a great rollerblading community there. Like I'm very into rollerblading, which is interesting."
That is
Um,
not gonna make my panties drop.
no, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But he
No.
was a college athlete. He was a cornerback on a football team.
I don't believe that at all.
Well, why?
I just don't, because later on he says he was a fucking track star. He's always something. He cannot be all these things.
Okay, but he can. You just don't
I
like him.
don't believe him.
You
No,
don't like him.
it's not. There's moments where I do really like him.
Yeah.
Then he does something stupid, and I'm like, there's no way. I
Okay.
I I I feel like I'm gonna be right in this one, Mary Payne. I feel
Okay.
it. Feel
Listen,
it.
there are a lot of times you are. So
The boy eats boogers.
I know that he
Period.
said that, and I would like for you to stop saying that because it really does give me the like I'm going to throw up in
Heebie
my mouth,
jeebies.
and I really have to.
No. Okay.
Makes me feel nauseous.
Okay.
So, she says, "Oh, you were a college athlete." "Me too. I played basketball in college." And she's
Okay.
like, "Okay, so you understand, like, the discipline, the drive,
The dedication. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he said he's in real estate. She goes, "Oh my gosh, in my next thing, I want to work on buying Section 8 homes to get tenants in there. And gosh, like with your real estate, me doing that." And he says, he understands about that because he was in foster care growing up and she's
Mm-hmm.
a social worker. So they really have a
Mm-hmm.
lot in common here. He
Mm-hmm.
talks a lot about his hard upbringing and he had to get separated from his brothers and his parents would be okay for a little while. Then they would do something to mess up and they would get taken
That's
away
sad.
again.
Yeah.
Really hard.
That's a lot.
He doesn't say what it is. We assume it's drugs,
Drugs. Yeah.
but we
Mm-hmm.
don't know. And he goes, "My parents are really doing the best now they've ever done. And I have no hard feelings towards them." He goes, I, went through college. I was an athlete. I got a master's degree. I defeated the odds.
Okay.
And he goes, "And later in life, I really would love to try out being a substitute teacher." And she goes, "Oh, you're good at teaching." And he goes, "I don't, it's really not that. It's just that my life was really changed by my fifth grade teacher. My life was really saved probably by a fifth grade teacher." And he cries and he's like, it's really rough. And she's very sweet with him and understanding, but he's like bawling crying.
I'll
Now,
go
Keisha.
back to what I previously said about him.
Okay, Keisha.
I don't think he's telling all the truth. I just don't.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not usually sensitive. I'll buy into anything, and then you have to bring me back to reality.
Yeah.
That is normal. That is how we normally do it. But in this case, I am not buying his shit. I'm just not doing it. And especially when he tells a little bit about his backstory, you find with some kids that have that kind of upbringing, they are always trying to do something to be likable, even if it's to elaborate a story. That's just from my social worker background. It's always something, and sometimes it's just not the truth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
don't anyone try to clock me or at me. I'm like just speaking from my own professional opinion.
Yeah. This is what you used to do for your job. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's Joe. All right.
I
Joe
don't
was.
remember him. Where did he come from? Are you sure? I don't. Who?
I'm sure.
Oh shit. Okay.
Joe was in a 5-year relationship. He fumbles a lot around women, but he's great around guys. So like in the men's quarters, they're all like, "Joe, you're really funny." He goes, "But then I get around girls, I'm like, dur, 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 dur," you know. And he and Madison have a great connection. And Madison is the one who is going blind. Let's see if we can pull. This is Madison. So Madison and Joe have a connection. Okay. They're fun together. They laugh. Now, right away, Anton and Alini say they love each other. And he proposes and she says yes. You guys, we are halfway through the first episode. Too fast? Too fast?
You think?
One day, too fast.
One day.
That we know of. It could be day 4. They only have 10.
Oh, because that's so much better, Mary Payne. This is too, it was unbelievable to me.
Yeah. It's not even like we get to the very end of the episode and he proposes. It's like smack in the middle. Like we've got a long way to go.
It is like one of them says, I have one day to live. So if we're going to do this, we need to do this now. Otherwise, there's no reason for them to get engaged this quickly. I was shocked.
I'm just making my list of couples. Anton and Alini. Okay. So now we've got Jordan with the tattoos and Sparkle Megan meet up. And he goes, "Listen, I gotta tell you something. I initially wrote you off because of your nickname." Yeah. Really. And she's like, "What? Are you kidding? I was so wrong with Sparkle Megan. Everybody wants to be with Sparkle Megan."
No.
And he goes, "But I really like you." And he starts talking about his son. And he said his son, Luca, they found out that he had type 1 diabetes when he was 2. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, my dad also did." So of course I'm like writing that down as a clue when I'm trying to figure out who her dad was. And this is my note. I have 50% concluded I know who her family is. No. I
like how when you're taking notes, you make notes to yourself as well.
Yeah. I have notes to myself about who is her family, about the noble energy being bought by Chevron. So she says, Jordan is really fun. Really fun. But I'm not sure if our lifestyles align. Like, he's poor.
He's poor.
He's poor.
Yeah. He drives a Kia.
And she's like,
she was like, "Oh no.
No. Yep. No. Now Megan meets with Mike. Now I'm trying to pull up Sparkle Megan here.
Green dress.
There she is, green dress. Okay, Sparkle Megan. Okay, here she is. Now let's pull up Mike. Now Mike is cute, I think. Oh God, I gotta get over to him. Okay, Mike's cute. Now, again, the two of them bragging together could eventually clash, and they could get annoyed with each other because who could brag more?
But yeah, they both brag. I mean, at least they have that in common.
Yeah. And she says, he just seems to have his shit together the most. Then he tells us, and I need to look this up. I'm going to write this down too. He tells us he is part of a men's organization called The Tribe.
No. Run, Sparkle.
Do you know about The Tribe? Because I don't know anything about this.
No, the only thing, when I hear that, I think about fucking Teresa Giudice's
Me
new
too.
husband.
Me
Those
too.
fucking retreats they go out on where I swear that to me they circle jerk, but whatever. It's like they hate women and Iron Man beating on their chest like gorillas and all that kind of stuff. Like, no, she needs to run.
Okay, I'm looking
I
it
don't
up.
like it.
All right, I'm looking it up. Okay. The
Okay.
Tribe is a men's organization. It includes groups like the Men's Alliance and the Tribe of Men, which offered structured programs for personal growth, community building, and spiritual or conscious development.
Nope.
Men participate in weekly or monthly meetings, outdoor activities,
Mm-hmm.
challenges, and group
Mm-hmm.
discussions to cultivate a brotherhood
Mm-hmm.
to become more effective leaders and men. It is a Christian-based organization that promotes commitment to both the tribe and their Christian values through rugged outdoor workouts and devotions around a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Men are organized into local tribes and participate in weekly meetings. Men lead workouts and devotions, build the fires, and participate in rigorous leadership and a
Mm-hmm.
discipleship program called Carry the Fire. Um, you can,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can join, you can engage, and yeah, it's the
Mm-hmm.
tribe is a private online men's group where driven men come together to push boundaries, share openly, and grow with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Life is better with the tribe. Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No.
She needs
Mm-mm.
to run.
The
That was her clue.
the pursuit of manliness.com is one of
Mm-mm.
these. Mm-mm.
Nope. Red flag.
Mm-mm. You guys, I'm sorry I
Yep.
had to read all that. I just had to talk it through. No. Mm-mm.
Nope.
No. No, Mike.
It's not good.
Mike, we're
No.
taking you off the stage.
Yep.
Um,
Not good.
so Megan says, I like Mike. It seems like he has his shit together. And he says, the thing about the tribe is just a national thing that a lot of wealthy guys are a part of. He says that, wealthy guys.
Mm-mm.
It's
Snob.
really it's about money and business, but it has pillars. It has 6 pillars, and one of them is health, diet, and exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's explained about, her
Right.
business. And then
Yes.
he says, I have a hot tub and a sauna. Girl.
He's gonna be asking for her to invest in something stupid if they get together within
Mhm.
3 weeks. He's gonna say,
Yeah.
"Well, I need about 100K to get this startup and get this go." Mm-mm.
I knew I said it was in real estate, but if I could
Mhm.
just get a giant teepee for my tribe, we would
Mhm.
be able to really make those fires and bond
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
culturally appropriate.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Mhm. Yep.
So she was like, I just, when I'm around him, I just can't find anything wrong with him.
Girl,
What? Huh?
we just saw 4 red flags. What are
I
you
just,
talking about?
so now she meets with Blake. Is this Blake? God, I just keep thinking I'm nailing it, but I don't. This is
There's
Blake. Okay. Blake is the accountant. Okay. Bless his heart.
one.
So Megan meets with Blake, and he talks about it was a hard time when his father died of liver failure. And he has a lot of
Mhm.
regret about how he handled his father dying. She goes, oh, yeah. Did I tell you my dad also died in 2020 around the time that I inherited all that money? Coincidence?
Hint, hint. Mhm.
Um, and then she says, she could see herself being engaged to him. I looked up her business. Okay. It's called
Okay.
vedalife.com. VEYDA life.com. VEYDA life.com. That's her business.
Okay.
When you look into it, you're like, is this an MLM? Do you have to buy into these health clubs? Otherwise, there's not any way she's as rich as she's saying she is. No way.
I'm really curious about this richness. Well, and where it came from.
Hmm.
Here's the thing though, Mary Payne. People who are like really rich,
Don't talk
they
about
don't
being
talk
really
about being
rich.
really rich.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's exactly right. Okay. Episode 2. Love me when I'm blind. Okay. Let me write this down. 4430. Ep 2 starts. Okay. Anton and Alini meet. They meet.
Whew.
It's
Dang.
all good. Now, I thought it was funny when they initially opened the doors and he squints because he took his
Because they
glasses
couldn't
off.
see. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh my God, she's fucking stunning. I cannot believe it. And she's like, oh my God, I just love him. I love him.
He
So
is.
she's like,
He's
get
a smoke
closer to
show.
me. And they are
Yeah,
into each other.
they are. Like I would be into him too. Like
Well,
he's a
I
smoke
know.
show. He's every.
Um,
I think he's pretty damn near perfect.
wow. Really?
I do. I
Okay.
really do.
Oh my God.
You don't hear me say that very often,
No, I
especially
don't.
on these shows. But I think as people think Freddie is so hot
Yes.
from UK season
Yeah.
1.
Uh-huh.
To me, this is just a bad picture.
It's not a good picture. I agree.
This is
He's cuter
not
than,
a good picture.
yeah.
But to me, he's fucking hot. Like to me, he's Freddie level hot. Like I think he's hotter than Freddie.
Okay. Well, I mean, Freddie is just so like everybody in the world with his
Cute
American
American
person.
boy, like kind
Yeah.
of like
Mhm,
all American boy looking,
mhm,
except for he's from the UK.
mhm,
He's exotic.
mhm.
Just everything about him, except for this picture. This
Well,
picture's fucking horrible. Like they did. Actually, there was a thing that said that the cast was not happy with these promo photos. Like
yeah.
there was an article about. Here's an example of why. It
They
looks
definitely
fucking
don't make
horrible
them.
right
They
there.
definitely don't make them look great in these pictures.
They
I agree.
didn't. Mm-mm, no.
All right, so they love each other, they kiss, and, it's so funny though when they walk back, she's just
Mhm.
staring at him like they do.
Yeah.
She's just staring, and he's just like, down in the chimney.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look back. He's like, "I can't see her anyway." Okay, so Madison and Joe are really vibing, okay?
Okay.
Madison, the girl that's going blind. Joe is the
Yes.
cutie that you forgot about.
Hmm.
He's like, "So, let's talk about this again. So, your cats, they sleep on the bed or?" She goes, "I mean, sometimes." And he goes, "So, like, if I go to your apartment, it's like everything is covered in cat hair." She's like, "Oh my God, no, it's not like that." And she goes, "Would you say?"
She's lying.
Yeah,
She's lying.
she's got,
Everything is covered in cat hair. She's
yeah,
got how many cats? 5?
I think 5.
I have
That's
one.
that's 4 too many cats. Yeah.
I have one cat. His fucking fur is, e- no offense,
Yeah.
everywhere. And he's black, so you can't even really see this shit unless you're like right up. 5 cats. That's a sneeze-a-thon in
That's
that
for
house.
me, that's a take a Benadryl every
A
day.
lot. Yeah.
Um, and they talk about her condo and, like, would they live together, her condo, and he says that his lease is up in July, and his whole thing is like, "I was trying to maybe move closer to work. So what would you think about that?" And she goes, "Yeah, if we got married, I think we should live together." And they're
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
And she goes, "I just feel like we're aligning." And he said, "I agree." And she
Mm,
goes like, "I don't see any red flags." And they're both like, "What's wrong with you?" "No, what's wrong with you?"
right.
And she goes, "Okay, so I do have this one thing wrong with me."
Hmm.
Um, she tells him about this eye condition. I didn't write it down. I'm not a doctor, but
Right.
basically, it could lead to blindness. Now, she told Nick and Vanessa it will lead to blindness.
It's, so
Mm.
this is gonna sound so bad.
I would do the same thing, though. I would make it not sound as bad as it is.
So again, as someone with a chronic illness, sometimes we really get into that talking, and you would
Mhm.
swear we're near death. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because when a lot of the times when someone like the doctor tells you, you feel like you're near death because they'll say, "Well, people with this usually live this
Yeah.
long."
Mhm.
But the way she explained it was right because it says, yeah, this person will at this age go blind. But the truth of the matter is, it really depends on the person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I said? I said a lot of words. I'm not sure if
No,
they
no, no,
all
because
kind
this
of
is
make
no,
sense.
no, this is what she said too. She said, "I know
Yeah.
people younger than me that are worse off, and I
Yeah.
know people that don't fully go blind till they're 90, and by then you're practically
Yeah.
blind anyway." Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and she goes, "And it could never happen. I could never go fully blind. It could happen when I'm
Mhm.
90, but I'm doing all right now." But she did say something funny that, she doesn't have a lot of good peripheral vision, and sometimes people go to high five her and she misses.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, that's bad."
Right. Because the person's like, "Why you leave me hanging?"
Yeah, and she's just over here, like,
Yeah.
flapping in the air. Yeah. And she says, and this really is the reason I signed up for this because
Mm,
eventually maybe I can't see the person, you know?
mm,
And so then they just kind of sit there kind of quiet. And he goes, well, I'm really glad you shared all that with me. He goes, but this doesn't change the way I feel about you,
mm.
which is really nice.
Very, very nice. Yeah.
And
Because I mean, you couldn't blame someone if they did say, I'm not built this way.
I'm not built
You
to
know
be a
what I mean?
caregiver. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't make the person awful. It doesn't. They're
Yeah.
at least they're being realistic. Like I'm not built like that. I can't do that. And it doesn't make that person a bad person at all.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she's telling him that way he can make a decision. Okay, I know where this could lead to. She will need me to drive her here,
Yeah.
do all of these things, and he's okay with it, which is great. Good for her.
Um, and he says, is there anything that gives you pause about me? And
Mhm.
she goes, nope, no pause. So Madison and Joe, we're doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm writing it down. I'm putting Madison and Joe right here on my list. Madison plus Joe. Okay, putting
okay.
them on my list. Okay. So that was funny about the cats though. Okay. So now let's go to Nick. Okay, so we've got Anton. Let's see how far we can go till we get to Nick. I don't think that's him. Let's see. Nope, that's okay. Nick. Nick is 28. Nick is a luxury watch dealer. So Nick is
That's
kind of made us think that he's rich, but not
yeah.
as overtly as Mike.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Which means that he probably makes a lot more money than Mike does.
You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
So they asked Nick his best pickup line, and he says, my best pickup line I got from something. I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was.
It was like a cartoon. And he says, the pickup line is, hey there, pretty little mama. Are you on an underinsured beachfront property? Because I'm a tidal wave of love.
God,
And
that's so bad.
they say, does that usually work? And he says, no, but at least it gets a conversation going. So
Yeah.
he likes Kate. Okay. Kate, not to be confused with the other girl that is blonde with the spray tan. Kate is a little more boobalicious than the other girl,
Mhm.
Casey,
Yes.
who's got the spray tan. So this is Kate.
Yes.
So Nick likes Kate. And she tells us she was engaged before and she found out he was cheating on her 3 months after her mother died and had to break off the engagement. And she says she really connects with Nick. She feels he's very sincere. So she's a registered dietitian. He sells luxury watches.
And I
And
gotta say, Kate does not look anything like this on the show.
mm-mm, mm-mm. She's
Mm-mm.
cute. She's cute here and she's cute on the show.
Yeah, she does look different though.
Yeah. So she says, she goes, I wonder, like, what's wrong with him? Right.
Mhm.
She goes, that's just the toxic in me. I'm just
Yeah.
always find toxic people. So I'm wondering how could he possibly be so perfect? And they're talking. And again, Nick says to Kate, I think you're the one. Yeah, I agree. We're so easy. We're so comfortable with each other. I think you're the one. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But then he meets with not her, not her, but her, Annie, the hair salon owner who I put, the title right across her face, but her hair is, like, big, like, she's
Yes,
got
it
it
is.
pulled up, and it's more blonde
Yeah.
than this, and she's got it pulled
Yes, it
way
is.
up, like, super teased up like Dolly Parton style,
Yeah.
and she is a hair salon owner. So, Nick has just told Kate, "You're the one,"
Yep.
okay?
Mhm.
So he meets with Annie and he's like, "You think about Annie, she's the wild card. I live in Dillon and she lives in Denver a few hours away.
Okay.
Well, where does
Okay.
Kate live? Where does Kate live? Does Kate live near
I guess
Dillon?"
closer to him.
Yeah. Um, no, but he's a watch dealer, so he doesn't have to be in Dillon. Sounds like he could
That's true.
do that anywhere. So he meets with Annie. He says she lives a few hours away. And Annie is saying to Nick, this is getting kind of serious. And he goes, yeah. And she goes, "But do you really think in your heart like you're really actually ready to get married?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am. I could give you the long answer." And she goes, "I'm fine with the short answer." He goes, I'm yeah, I just know it." Um, and they talk about how marriage really involves a lot of sharing and equal partnerships.
It
And then she goes,
does.
then she says, because she's trying to get him, It's not a dumb move. She says, I don't know. Everything is sexy to me. Like you open the fridge, I'm like, that's sexy. You kiss me on the neck, that's sexy. You come to my salon and help me sweep up hair, that's sexy. We lock the door. Everything to me is sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, so what's the craziest place you've ever done it? And she goes, I don't know, just like a balcony on a vacation, like, no inhibition. I was like, girl, somebody's going to call the security on you.
You never had sex outside in the airplane?
Yes, I have had sex outside.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking against sex outside, period. But it was
No,
because
no.
they were on a hotel balcony?
Yeah, they're on a hotel. I've imagined they're like overlooking the pool and people in the pool are like, hey, you got a room.
That's okay. You're okay. Okay.
I don't know if they're being exhibitionist, if you're being an exhibitionist or if it's like nobody can see us, so who cares?
Yeah, I don't think I would, even though I hear a lot of people say that they do. I don't think I would have sex on a hotel balcony
where people could see you.
I don't want to be like, look at her titties flapping with the wind. Like, that's the last thing I need. Like,
Oh my God.
mm-mm.
And he goes like, oh my God, like this is like, turning me on. And then they
Right.
start talking about his penis and he says he has a chode.
What is a chode?
Well, I learned what that word meant several years ago when my kids were both in high school, I guess, because Anna, you guys are going to, for people that know what this word means, they're about to fall off their chair or drive their car off the road laughing.
Okay.
My son told my daughter she had chode toes. So they were joking about that. And I said, what does that mean? And they're like, mom, you don't even want to know, mom. You're so like stupid, mom. And I go, I'm going to look it up. So you may as well tell me. So I had to look it up. And it does mean like a short, stumpy penis.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Like short and fat. Yeah. And that's what John was saying his sister's toes looked like. So that's how that conversation went. That's what happens in this house, everybody.
I've never heard of chode.
Yeah. And he's joking about it. He goes, and now you don't know. Like, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Now you're interested. And they're joking and they're funny together.
He doesn't have one.
No, I don't think
he would never. No guy who actually has one. I saw one before. And
okay.
It's nothing to write home about.
No. So, but they're funny together. It's like, okay, I'll be thinking about you later. Ha ha ha.
Right.
Now he's doing all this with Annie after he just told Kate she was the one.
She's the one. Mm-hmm. That's why men ain't shit.
But guess what? Annie tells us her number one is Brendan. So Annie was flirting with him too. And this is not even her guy. This is her guy, Brendan, 32, finance manager. I don't recognize him at all.
I'm trying to go through the Rolodex. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
That's Brendan. You recognize
Do the guys like him? I think that
I can't tell. I don't know yet.
He looks like so many other guys that are in there.
That's Brendan. That's Brendan.
Oh, hey, Brendan. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so remember Annie is with the crazy hair. She's the salon owner. She likes Brendan. And they are chatting. And so Nick has told Kate she's the one, but then he flirts with Annie. And then Annie tells us Brendan is her number one. So Nick and Annie need to quit talking. So now we've got Calabria. She is talking about how much she just loves some of this guy. This is her man. Her man is Edmund.
Okay.
That's her man.
All right, girl. All
she
right.
Really
she really likes him a lot.
All that booming didn't bother her one bit.
She's like, let me wipe that snot. Yeah. No.
She says she feels safe and vulnerable and like talking to her best friend. They can be goofy, but they can be serious. She feels like she's known him forever. And she says, and I know this sounds delusional. And
it does.
Everybody on this show that has ever been on the show goes, I know I sound crazy. I cannot believe I'm falling in love with a lava lamp wall.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather her fall in love with the lava lamp wall because if she can see some of the shit that he's doing in the men's quarters, it's not cute. It's not sexy. It's none of those things at all. Like if she saw his behavior, she would rethink everything.
Maybe, but maybe she's weird too.
Mary Payne, he was making out with the floor.
I know he was. I know he was. That was strange.
He wasn't just doing it, he did it in a room with other people.
And it's sort of like you said, like if you're a kid that's sort of pushed around to a lot of different houses, and you're just
Yeah,
doing things for attention.
yes, for attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the Calabria and Edmund go into the pods together, and they talk about how much they really like each other. And she says, a question I need to ask you. How did you forgive your mother? And I don't know why she didn't mention the dad, but how did you forgive your mother for what she put you through in your childhood? How have you moved through it gracefully? And he says, I know how much my mother loves me, and I don't want her to miss out on her kids or her grandkids because of her past. And she said, and he goes, at the end of the day, it is my mother. And she says, I'm asking this because I don't talk to my dad at all. He was an absent father. And I've told him many times how I felt, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand how it affected me that he wasn't there for me. So I'm interested to hear your side of this. And that was, they like each other and they do have these serious conversations.
Right.
All right. Megan W, Sparkle Megan, is telling us she is torn between, let's see if I can pull them all up here. So we got, it's Jordan, Blake, and Mike. Okay. So we got, that's your man. Okay. Blake, the accountant.
Yep.
Jordan, tattooed, has a baby.
Yep.
Okay. And then we know what Mike looks like. He's that guy. I'm rich.
She needs to stay the fuck away from him.
But as per usual, these people, just like we saw on UK, you're going to fall for the fuckboy you always fall for.
Every single time.
She's torn between Jordan, Blake, and Mike, but she's leaning towards Mike. So Jordan comes into chat, and this is where we see like his full legs are tatted, not just his sleeve, but his full legs are tatted.
I wonder, is the middle?
I know. I wonder.
And the back.
Where does it start? Where does it stop? Yeah.
I like a good back tattoo on a man.
You do? You like Ben Affleck's Phoenix tattoo on his back?
See, everyone has a Phoenix tattoo.
His whole back is so stupid.
It's just, yeah, a back tattoo on a man.
What do you think? You think Anton's got a back tattoo?
He doesn't have to have shit because he's got it all here. He's got it everywhere else. He doesn't even have to have a tattoo on his body.
Oh my Lord. Okay. So she says she and Jordan have a great vibe, like friends. But Mike comes into chat and she says the thing that she really likes about Mike is he seems super confident. Some would say overconfident, cocky. Yeah. And she's attracted to his age. And then he's saying like, I've got this wonderful couch, but it really is like a bed and I fall asleep there all the time. He goes, and she goes, but you have a bed, right? He goes, yeah, I've got a king size bed, a Tempur-Pedic. She's like, me too. I have a Tempur-Pedic. Oh, this is not a flex, everybody. This is
not a flex at all.
It's weird.
Okay. I've never asked someone, what kind of bed do you have?
What kind of mattress do you have?
That's going to be the deciding factor in our relationship is what kind of mattress you. They're weird.
But maybe this is what they need.
It'll work. Yeah.
So she says, oh my God, yeah, I get in the bed and I get really hot. So I'm like, love you, don't snuggle with me. And he's like, oh, you said you love me.
Right there.
And then she goes, she could see herself being engaged to Mike. Blake comes in. Okay. Now Blake is the accountant. And she says, Blake's been reassuring to her. So they start talking about like wedding planning and how God, if anybody just hears the word wedding, the caterers will jack up the price. And
they do.
And she says, I'm going to a wedding in Lake Como, in Italy. And she goes, I need a +1. That'll be amazing. I know that the venue alone was $400,000. He's like, what? I'd love to go. And I was like, again, you've got rich friends.
Everything about money. Everything's about money. Yeah.
And she goes, but if I go to Lake Como, like while I'm there, I want to stop over in London and maybe go to the south of France. Would you be interested in that? He's like, sure. I mean, this is all just, sure, of course. It's all just like.
If you're paying for it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'll go.
Also, I have a job, but okay. Can't go during tax season. I'm an accountant.
Right.
So he says, Megan's been great, and with each conversation, I know her better and better, but Anna is my top connection. I'm most comfortable with her. Anna is our Asian girl that also is vibing
Mhm.
with Patrick.
Patrick. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Now Blake and Anna go in, and this is the most extravagant thing we've ever
It
seen on this
is.
show. This camping
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. It was cute. I liked it.
It was very cute. They did like s'mores but it was like
Mhm.
very extravagant.
It was. Yep.
Normally they just
I
get
don't
like
think
a
it
little
cost fit
they
right
get
there.
they get a little easel and like, a little
Yeah,
paintbrush.
this was it was super cute. I'm not a camper by any
Mm-mm,
means,
mm-mm.
but I love a theme. And if you're gonna do a theme, you gotta theme that shit out. And they did. I
They
liked it.
really did. Yeah, they really did.
Mhm.
And they both talk about like what kind of kissing they like. Do they like making out? Blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
They have a great time on their camping date. And she goes, I think I could tell about Blake is he's genuine. I'm really torn between Blake and Patrick. With Patrick, I think we've come to understand that we're both Asian.
Right.
And I've never dated an Asian person, neither has he. She goes, and I doubt he's got a relationship with anybody else like he's got with me. Well,
Mm.
here goes Patrick and Casey. Okay, now we remember what Patrick looks like. Let's go back over to
Mhm.
Casey. Casey's a real tan, y'all. Real tan.
Yes.
Is that Casey? Nope, that's Kate.
No.
That's close. Okay, this is
There she
Casey.
is.
Okay.
Mhm.
He says, I like Casey, man. She's sick, dude. It's like, all right, bruh.
All right.
Um,
He's real at that, bruh. Like almost like he's from California.
he's real bruh. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude, yeah. And
Yeah.
he says they have great chemistry. And they're
Mhm.
sitting there talking, and she says, how do you think how important is attraction? Like, because we're in this thing where you don't know. And he goes,
Right.
in the past, I think it's been very important. And she talks about her parents, and she says, my stepdad's like, how's this going to work? Like, attraction is important. And if you don't know if you're attracted to them. And he goes, yeah, to me, I wanted to do this because when I was younger, I had an insecurity because I felt I wasn't accepted because of my ethnicity. And she goes,
Mhm.
do you want to share it? Now, here's why I think they're not supposed to do that.
I don't think they are either, Mary. It was a lot of I mean, maybe they have expanded the rules and we just
Maybe.
don't know about it because I was like, okay, they're not supposed to do that. I felt like a tattletale. Like I'm telling, they're not supposed to be. They're in here telling like about their ethnicities and all of this kind of stuff. But
But he
okay,
says, he's like, should I share it? Am I supposed to share it? And
right?
she goes, yeah, you could share it. And he goes, And she says, why are you so hesitant? He goes, I'm worried I'll be judged for it. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, don't worry about it. And he goes, no, I'll tell you. But he hems and haws for like a solid 5 minutes.
It made
And
me uncomfortable.
me
I don't
too.
know
I was
about
like,
you. It made me uncomfortable. Like, why are you ashamed to say what ethnicity you are?
I know, but we don't know what his experience is being in an all white community and he's,
I get
Asian.
it.
Yeah.
I get it. But I mean, what if they choose each other?
She's gonna
Then
see you.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, it was very uncomfortable to me. I was like, you're Asian. Like, what why are you so, and I get it. Where we live, it's predominantly white.
Mhm.
And I mean, I had issues in high school. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It was always, oh, you're so pretty for a black girl.
Right. Mhm. Yeah.
Or you're so pretty for a dark-skinned black girl. I'm like,
Mm.
that's not a compliment to me.
Right.
So I get what he's saying. And then you do see all the blondes, and you're like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to look like. That's what I'm supposed to look like. But goddamn, by the time you hit 30, you should be over that shit.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
see it. But he's not over it. He's got a major insecurity about it.
He really does, and I'm glad he's able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, I'm half Chinese, half Cambodian."
Hmm.
And he says, "Have you ever dated an Asian guy?" And she says, "No."
Hmm.
And then she goes, I'm really sorry that you feel that insecurity about telling people that.
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, it hurts because people will be like, you're good looking for an Asian guy.
Hmm.
Or I would start to date somebody and they'd be like, but you're dating that guy, he's Asian. And he goes,
Yeah.
I'm literally a Colorado bro. Like, hiking and skiing, like I'm a Colorado bro. And she goes, okay. She said, this doesn't change anything for me at
Yeah.
all. And she says, if we were to go further, I'll just tell you, my whole family is very accepting because we know they're Mormon, so you don't know like
Yeah,
what they
you
could
never
think.
know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No shade to Mormons, but she says, my whole family's very accepting. My one brother only dates Asian girls. My other brother's girlfriend is half black, and my other brother's girlfriend is from Mexico. She goes,
Yeah.
so we just go off people's
Good.
hearts and connections. Nobody's ever thought anything about this. And
Right.
God, my family would love to see me date an Asian guy. They're so sick of me dating these white guys, these fuck boys. Um, then she goes on to explain that her last boyfriend she met on TikTok, like she was a fan and then he followed her back.
I know. That
What
was
was that
weird.
about?
I don't know. It was really, really weird. And I was kind of like, what? So it sounded like she was a fan,
Mhm,
reached out to him,
mhm.
something happened, and they dated, and it wasn't good.
It wasn't good, but
I didn't even know
strange.
people dated. I didn't know people dated off TikTok.
I didn't either. She says, "I followed him. I realized he was following me back." And so I was like, "Is there a TikTok date?" Whatever. I guess she just
I don't
she
think
was a
there
fan she
is.
was a fan of somebody, and then he followed her back, and then they started dating. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right, now Patrick meets with Anna, and they're being very
Mhm.
funny. She's like, "Oh, you look, I'm Patrick. I'm a bro. I like to go hiking,
Yeah.
bro."
She
And
did
he
a good imitation of him.
yeah. Um, and she tells him, she says, my parents don't know why I'm here. And I'm
Hmm.
very concerned that my mom is worried about me. Like I was like, I'm going away for X amount of weeks and I can't have my phone. And and then I'm just going to be on a TV show. Like, I don't know what my mother's going to think.
Hmm.
Um, so I think this sort of plays into now what happens later. But she says,
Yeah.
my mom and I in the past have had some problems. We've had some distance, but since we've gotten older, we've gotten closer because I've started to see my mother as just like a girl that has problems like anybody else. I've started to see her as just like a human
Right.
and not like this overbearing mom. But my mother simply cannot comprehend why I would disagree with her. She says,
Mm.
but it's a cultural thing. And he's saying like he really understands.
Right.
And they were both talking about culturally in life, they want to be sure they take care of their parents. And he says, yeah,
Right.
when I get older, I'd want my parents to like, live right next door or whatever. Um, and they discuss how normally they have never dated other people that are Asian.
Yeah.
And, not what they've been attracted to for whatever reason. But they actually feel very attracted to each other. And he goes, do you think it's like a friendship vibe? And she goes, no. And he goes, I agree. I feel like it's like a different thing. And he goes, Anna, you might just be my person. Like we might be really compatible. She goes, I
But
know.
Mary
Like,
Payne,
she's like, what
they
am I
haven't
doing?
they haven't bonded over anything other than being Asian. I've not
Uh,
heard them talk about anything else but like their culture.
right. Right.
So
Mhm.
I think they're mistaking bonding and attraction with similarities that are just based on their cultures.
She's a hairstylist. I was trying to remember what she does.
I wonder if they all work for that one girl's hair salon. Wouldn't
I
that be
mean, that
funny?
would be hilarious. Um, that'd be awkward in the salon, like the 3 got
Right?
married and 2 didn't. And
Yeah.
so they talk about their upbringing, and he explains that he's half Chinese, Cambodian. She's like, "Oh my god, that's so hot."
She loses her mind. Like, oh my God, like that's the sexiest thing I've ever heard of. Like,
Hot. And
I know.
he goes, "What are you?" And she goes, "I'm Chinese." He's like, "Oh my god, that's so hot." And, she was like, "I can't
It's just
believe it."
weird.
She's like, "I can't believe it, like, maybe my husband's on the other side of the wall." And he's all, like, so worked up that he is having to, like,
Yeah.
have a moment in the interior room alone, like, he's having a moment.
And I
Um,
don't think if he saw her, he would be attracted to her at all.
really? I
Mm.
think vice versa, she wouldn't be attracted to him.
So together, they wouldn't be attracted to one another.
Mhm.
This is just, they have found something that they are not able to talk about with anyone else, even in like their real lives.
Yeah,
This is a friendship at
maybe.
most.
Yeah,
I don't think it's any. If they were talking about other things, so maybe they were, they just, didn't show us that part. But
yeah.
everything that they've seen us, it's just like we are bonding over culture. We know no one else who is of the same culture.
Mhm.
Let's hang out. but I haven't seen like, I mean, they're losing their minds right now, figuring
Yeah.
out what each other's. But that's really that's it.
Yeah. He's all worked up, and he's like, "Oh, it's hot, so hot." She's like, "Yeah, it's hot. Say hot."
Yeah.
And then she says, "Don't hurt me, dude." And he says, "I won't."
Okay.
Um, Joe goes in and proposes to Madison.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was super
Madison,
fast.
Madison and Joe, episode 2.
Yep.
Now, back in the women's quarters, Anna talks to the girls about her fears. Like, she's like, it's just so much is
Mm-hmm.
like coming out, being here. And she goes, I wanted to do this show because I felt judged about how I looked. But
Mm.
now I'm realizing maybe I'm also shallow. So that's what I'm saying.
She.
She's
Mm-hmm.
saying she would not be attracted to Patrick because she's never
Yeah.
been attracted to Asian guys.
Well, on the flip side of that, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of Asian guys around. I mean, this may be the first fucking Asian guy she's ever seen in her life. The way they make it sound like that, So it wouldn't work.
I don't think so, but it's interesting that she says, coming into this, I felt like people were judging me for how I looked, but now what I'm realizing is maybe I'm shallow and I need to know what someone looks like, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm glad she figured that out about herself.
and Blake, the accountant, Blake feels very safe to me, but I'm like super giddy and comfortable when I'm with Patrick. And then she's crying and she says, I'm just realizing a lot and feeling a lot of things I haven't felt before. And she's very upset.
Mm,
Um,
not
In the
good.
men's quarters, Patrick is talking about how he can tell Anna is really ready. He can feel it, like he's feeling great about the situation.
All right.
And he thinks Anna is the one he wants to propose to. So
Okay.
he goes into the pods. He goes in, goes in. You think she's going to be there. And he goes, hello, Anna. Hello. Nothing. Hello. Nothing. You're like, hello. Nothing. Anna. And she's not there.
I was shooketh.
Now we have never seen this on this show where somebody just doesn't show up to the pods and it's
This was
about to happen and
crazy.
it's going to happen again. It happens 2 times.
In this episode,
No, not on this episode. It happens in the next
is it the
episode.
next one?
Yes,
This
because
was crazy.
this is the end of episode
Oh,
2
okay. Yeah,
with him
that
going,
was crazy.
he's hello, 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 hello. And at the beginning of the next episode, he walks out in the hall and goes, there's nobody in my pod.
I know. This seems like something that a guy would do.
Yes.
Girls don't ghost as much as guys do. So this was really shocking.
And because we're not going to get any more information about this on episode 3, what's the reason? Do you think she really started talking about this stuff with her mom and stuff? And was like, what is my mom going to fucking think when I show up in 6 weeks? I haven't spoken to her in 6 weeks and like I'm engaged. Like I think, and I don't think it has to do anything with Blake or Patrick or the Asian. I don't think it has the Asian I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think she just started thinking about like, what am I doing?
Girl, you trying to find your man.
I
That's what you're
know.
doing.
I know.
Now you done fucked up.
I know. So, it was Blake that she liked and Patrick that
Yep.
she liked.
And they both really liked her. So she had choices.
Mm-hmm.
She had options.
Yeah.
And she fucking left. But wait a minute. We don't know that she has left. I assume she didn't show up to this date because she had picked Blake.
Oh, that's what you assumed.
That's what I assumed.
Oh, okay. I assumed that she just got freaked out that this engagement was looming. And she's like, this was really fun, but I can't actually get engaged to somebody. Like, this will not fly with my family.
No, I totally thought, okay, she has ghosted this guy. She has chosen Blake.
Okay, well, we'll see. So, guys, this is Love is Blind Denver Season 9, Episodes 1 and 2, and we will be coming back at you with Episodes 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6, and we're going to try to get them out to you by October 1st. That's the goal. If the voice stands up, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Because when we're recording this, it's only, oh my God, it's September 23rd. It's the rapture, but we're fine.
We're totally fine.
We're fine,
Yes.
guys. I
We're
hope
good. We're good.
they got that date wrong. Okay. Everybody, make sure you are following Keisha over on the Libra Lounge with Keisha, and make sure you're following me at Pink Shade Pod. And if you're hearing this on the free feed, the rest of these Love is Blind episodes will be over on the $10 level of Pink Shade Prime. So go over there and subscribe if you want to get the rest of the episodes. When they drop the episodes, we drop the episodes, and all the past back catalog of all the Love is Blind is there, in addition to Seeking Sister Wife and 90 Day UK, Love is Blind UK, you name it. It's all over there. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. And Keisha, thank you very much. And I'll see you for the next episode.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.